On this vote, the yeas are 50, the nays are 50, the Senate being equally divided. The Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the motion to proceed is agreed to.
Hey, what's going on, guys? We have some changes, guys, on the third $1,400 stimulus check and the stimulus package. Let's get into it. But first, guys, as always, before we get started, do me a favor. Thumbs up this video so you can help more people to watch it, and also subscribe so you don't miss any of our next videos. Thanks. The Senate voted 50-50 today, plus the Vice President, to move forward with the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. However, we do have some changes. Let's go over them. The first one being the $15 an hour minimum wage that we already know will not be included in the Senate version of the stimulus package. Now we have some new changes on the income qualifications. Under the House version of the bill, if you are a single filer and you make $75,000, you are qualified to get the stimulus check up to $100,000. And for couple filing jointly, it was $150,000 up to $200,000. This has since changed, guys. Here are the new qualifications. If you're a single filer and you make $75,000, you still qualify. But if you make over $80,000 as a single filer, you will no longer be able to qualify to get the third stimulus check, and it's $160,000 for married couple filing jointly. And remember, guys, like I told you, for those of you who made a lot more in 2020 than you did in 2019, if you did make over $80,000 in 2020 and you made less than that in 2019, if I were you, I would hold on to my taxes and file them after the stimulus package and the stimulus check has gone out. Because the way you qualify to receive the stimulus check is based on your last filed tax return. If you made under $80,000 in 2019 and you made over $80,000 in 2020, I would advise you to hold on to your taxes and file them after you receive the third stimulus check. And if your situation is the reverse, you made over 80 in 2019 and less than that in 2020, I would file my taxes as soon as possible so you can get the third $1,400 stimulus check. Now, the process is ongoing as we speak, and get this, the Senate Democrats are being forced by the Republicans, specifically this guy, Ron Johnson, to read the whole 628 pages of the bill before they can move on to do anything else. This is going on right now. The whole point of doing this is to delay the process for as long as possible. But we do expect this bill to get voted on at the end of the week, probably by Saturday or early next week, so they can get it done like they promised before March 13th.
And I want to thank our clerks profoundly for the work they do every day, including the arduous task ahead of them. Still, we are delighted that the senator from Wisconsin wants to give the American people another opportunity to hear what's in the American Rescue Plan. We Democrats want America to hear what's in the plan, and if the senator from Wisconsin wants to read it, let everybody listen, because it has overwhelming support. No matter how long it takes, the Senate is going to stay in session to finish the bill this week. The American people deserve nothing less. So just because the numbers are not as bad as they were, doesn't mean we don't need a continued strong push to get us out of this ditch and go upward and forward. Now, we had always hoped that this very important work would be bipartisan. Regrettably, it seems that too many of our Republican colleagues are resorting to the same predictable objections they raise about nearly every proposal supported by a Democrat. It doesn't matter what's in the bill. Everything my colleagues oppose is, quote, a liberal wish list. That's what many of them call it. Well, let me tell you, this bill is not a liberal wish list. This is an American wish list. When people want checks to help them get out of the morass, that's not a liberal wish list. That's what the American people want. It's an American wish list. When people want resources to open schools quickly and safely, that's not a liberal wish list. That's an American wish list. When people want assistance for the hardest hit small businesses, that's not a liberal wish list. That's an American wish list. Funding to keep teachers, firefighters, transit workers, first responders in red states and blue on the job, not a liberal wish list, an American wish list. So many of the people affected by this bill are not liberals or Democrats. They may be Republicans, they may be independents, they may be conservatives, but they're Americans who want some help to get out of this morass. And money to expand the testing and speed of the distribution of vaccines, the cornerstone of ending this crisis once and for all, that's not a liberal wish list. That's an American wish list. Everyone wants the vaccine out there. And direct checks, as I mentioned, as promised to Americans struggling to keep up with expenses, to buy the groceries, the medicine, to pay the rent and utilities. That's not a liberal wish list. That's an American wish list. And I'd ask my Republican colleagues to go ask their constituents which of these things their constituents oppose. None. That's what the data shows. The American Rescue Plan will be the single largest anti-poverty bill in recent history, with crucial assistance for American families, particularly those struggling with the costs of child care. And it will give tax breaks for low-income workers, so when they work hard, they can afford the necessities of life. So these things are, quote, the liberal wish list that Republicans are talking about: support for schools and jobs and families and workers and the vaccine. No way. Ironically, the, quote, liberal wish list includes a whole bunch of bipartisan amendments that were accepted, including provisions to help restaurants, sponsored by Senators Sinema and Wicker, a vaccine public awareness program sponsored by Senators Cardin and Portman, a provision to better target direct payments sponsored by Senators Manchin and Collins. It seems like the only people who are dead set against this bill are Republican senators, not Republicans out in the country, not Republican mayors, not Republican business people, not Republican small businesses. I guess all of this should be expected. COVID-19 is not a red state or a blue state crisis. Our Republican friends should know that. It's not a Democrat or Republican concern. They should know that too. COVID-19 is a menace to all of us, and we should be banding together to fight it. The economic crisis has affected all of us, and the plan that we're going to vote on this week is going to provide real, robust relief for all of us. Whatever our Republican colleagues decide to do, the Senate majority is intent on going forward and helping the American people with bold action quickly.
This bill is moving forward. Like I said, we expect to see this bill passed by the end of the week or early next week. If anything else comes up, guys, I'll bring it to you as quickly as always as possible. Thank you again for watching. If this is your first time here, my name is Paul with Sunset Royalty, and if you made it this far, please subscribe so you don't miss any of our next videos. Anything else, guys, as soon as I can get my hands on it, I'll bring it to you as quickly as possible. See you in the next one. Thanks.